Hi everyone and welcome to another edition of Care to Watch. And today it's an Easter edition. We're going to have an egg-tastic time making some fantastic Easter eggs. You're going to get a little bit messy, but we're going to produce something that looks a little bit like this. These are examples I've made some earlier before, where we've got a Smarty one. We've got one that's got a contrast of different chocolates, and we've got another one here which is a duo of milk and white chocolates. Now, two simple ingredients you need, chocolate and you, okay? And you're gonna have a great time doing this. The chocolate I've got today is a nice Dr. Oetker's milk chocolate, 35%, which isn't too rich, it's a nice subtle chocolate. And for some of you guys who like white chocolate, all I've got is some Milky Bar buttons which we're going to melt down. Now I've taken the chocolate out of the packet, I've already broken it up into my bowls. There's two ways of melting this. The first way is where I can put some water in a bowl, I can break the chocolate in another bowl, place it on top, and the heat of the water will actually melt the chocolate down, so we've got that nice consistency that we can use in our chocolate egg. For in the home, all I'm going to simply do is place this in the microwave. I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 1 minute initially, then 30 seconds thereafter, just to get the same consistency that I've got here. Now if you put it in too long, you actually start cooking the chocolate and you'll end up with lumps. So good to start on 60 seconds, then 30-second bursts thereafter. Okay, cool guys, so I've literally 1.5 minutes for each bowl of chocolate, and I've got a nice milk chocolate already melted, and I've got a nice white chocolate for all you white chocolate fans. Now, as we go and watch this video, you're going to see Easter related objects darting around me. And what I want you to do is count how many there are, and we'll let you know how many are at the end of the video. Okay, cool. So, in front of me I've got two types of moulds. I've got a silicone mould where I'm going to make some small Easter eggs, which we can actually, it's going to get a bit tired, we should actually fill with chocolate and make them hollow and fill with sweets. And I've also got like a plastic see-through mould, so I can make a bigger one and demonstrate how we coat that one as well. Okay, cool. Really simple. You might get a bit messy, but don't worry about it, yeah? It's all the fun. So I'm going to take my milk chocolate first, and then I'm going to pour a little bit into my plastic mould first, like so. Okay, just a little bit in there. And all I'm going to simply do is start chemising or coating the whole mould with this nice milk chocolate. And what I want is just a thin layer to actually coat it. Perfect. So you see I've got a nice thin layer running out of there, and I've got all that runny chocolate, and all I'm going to do is tip that chocolate back into the bowl, all that little bit of excess. Okay? And then once I've got all the excess out, I've got a nice thin layer there, as you can see. I'm just going to place that on top of my board, which I've coated with some greaseproof paper. Now I do exactly the same with my white chocolate, so I just pour a little bit into the mould, and then chemise it or coat it around. If I can't do this, I can just grab the spoon and then move the chocolate with the spoon up to the edges of the mould. And all it does is put a thin layer of chocolate into the mould. We'll build the layers up and you'll see how we'll do that later. So I've got a nice thin layer in there. I'm going to pop that onto the greaseproof paper. Move that to the side. I've got my little moulds as well, so I'm going to do exactly the same here. Is I'm just going to fill these up with some chocolate and just move the chocolate inside the mould. Do a couple of brown ones, nice milk chocolates. Tip out the excess quickly. Turn it around and do some white chocolate on the other side. Like I said, don't worry about this gets a bit messy. it to the mould, coat it down, and then again just tip out the chocolate for the mould. Perfect. Once we've got it tipped it out, again place it upside down onto your greaseproof paper. All we're going to simply do now is take these away and put them in the fridge for 10 minutes. We're going to come back and we're going to do exactly the same again. So bear with me, I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, so we've just done another 10 minutes in the fridge. We've taken our chocolate Easter eggs out of the fridge, back onto the table, and I'm hoping as I lift each of the moulds, the eggs should just really pop out. Oh, and there you go. There's one, there's two. So we have a nice sheen on the white and the dark egg. And similarly for the little ones, these should just really just tap and fall out. They might need a bit of coercion. There we go. There we go. So we have nice Easter eggs. And what we need to do now is sandwich them together. But before that, we've got to think about what we're going to fill them with. So here I've got some nice chocolate and white buttons. And I've got some Smarties to go in with the little ones. Now when we come to sealing them, there's two ways we can do this. We can put a tray into the oven, and then we can pick up our Easter egg, and the heat of the tray will melt the edges of the Easter egg, and we can just marry the two eggs together to make one egg. Okay? But today I'm going to demonstrate another way where you can get a little freezer bag from your kitchen, cut a little hole at the bottom, and we're going to use this as a little piping bag to actually seal the eggs with. But before that, I'm going to put some gloves on, because what I don't want to happen is my fingerprints to go onto the egg, because it'll start losing its sheen. So there we go. We'll start off with a big one first. So I'm going to turn this one over, and then I'm going to take my chocolate buttons, and I'm going to start filling the egg with chocolate, and then some white buttons, and then some more chocolate buttons. Fill it right to the top. So whoever gets this egg is going to be really, really happy. Oh, let's get them all in there. There we go. Okay, back to my bag. Hole in the corner. Open my bag, and the chocolate we got left over from making the eggs, which is still warm, we can just pour into the bag. Like so. Brilliant. Okay, don't worry if it comes out when it goes into the egg, because the chocolate will set. And you can see if I press it lightly, you can see the chocolate coming out, and I can just coat the edges of this egg with the melted chocolate. And what this does, once it's dried, it acts as a glue. So that's that one done. And we just simply pick up our white egg and marry it to the brown one, seal the egg down, and we just leave that, pop it in the fridge for about another 5 minutes and let it to dry. But what I'm going to do on this one, you can take some time, think about how you want to decorate it. You can glue some Smarties on there with some chocolate, but I'm going to use this brown chocolate and just have some fun, have a bit of mess, and just make some lines of chocolate going across the top of the egg. Just like that. Okay, done. And then, as I say, we'll put that one in the fridge, let it set, and that's our first egg done. Now with the other ones, I'm going to marry these up in different colours. So again, turn these over. And this time, I'm going to put some Smarties in these ones. Just fill it up with some Smarties. And we do exactly the same with the chocolate we've got in our bag, and we just literally just pipe it around the edges. And again, it doesn't matter if you make a mess or you go over the edges. All the way around the edge. Nice chocolate glue. Okay, that should be enough. And then all we simply do is just marry up our Easter egg to the other side, and there we go, and that will just stick. Ooh. This one wants to run away. Brilliant. And as I say, we'll leave those to rest there. Stick them in the fridge for another 5 or 10 minutes. They'll be nice and dry and ready to eat for yourself or give a gift to someone in your family or a friend. I'm just going to splurge some of this nice chocolate on top of these to give it a bit of decoration as well. Super. Fantastic. Now remember when we started this, we saw some flying objects going around in the video. The number you should have counted was 15. So if you got 15, you're absolutely correct. Okay, so the Easter eggs are finished. They're in their little respective bowls. One for Mummy and Daddy, or a really large giant person. And this one's for me. It's Easter morning, and I'm going to crack my egg. Oh, let's just crack the egg. Nice and hard chocolate. Don't do this at home, and look, Easter has arrived. Have a great day.